Good morning, everybody. I hope you guys are all having a good morning. We have quite a few on broadcast this morning, so I'll kick it off here. Starting off with TEM. We had earnings out on May 7th back here, and we've been putting in some great volume. We've been trending really well. This does, even though it's in this base, we have history of pretty clean big moves, and now we're just drawing up on volume, tightening up here. They did announce a collaboration with VSTM this morning, so maybe we get some sort of pop through this prior day's highs, or even this 65s level would probably be even better, since we are gapping up a little bit. So I kind of want to see a trend and break these levels, break opening range highs. Otherwise, I'll wait a little bit longer for more consolidation. We got Pony. Huge move from the bottom here. Earnings are out. So if we do start to trend and break these keys, what is that, the 1850s level, then I would be interested in that. We got OUST. This was earnings, and then yesterday there was this headline out that Tesla was spotted with Ouster, the lighter, and it brought in some volume end of day, pretty much round tripped, but still hanging in there. If that could push up through the 11s level, then I'd potentially be interested. That's for PRs and some catalysts. For continuation, crowd was on watch yesterday, putting in this really nice. We have this double bottom here, and then we have this big cup and handle little flag going on this side here, and I'm pretty much just looking for continuation, pop through 446, 450s for that continuation. Really nice build up here, and I think this is one of the few that are extremely strong and do have some sort of setup right now. MSTR, Bitcoin, this 107s hundreds level is a pretty big key level. Initially rejected yesterday, and then pretty much soaked it back up, and now it's rejecting again today. Don't know if we need more time here or if we could just pop through, but MSTR, I'm going to keep an eye out for any break over my trend line, which is pretty much yesterday's highs, highs from Thursday, and just pretty much key levels throughout the November, December 2024, as well as just some key levels that we had going now. SoFi, another one that had earnings recently, and now I really just want to watch for a trend join. Not the fastest moving name, but it is holding pretty well, and I have alerts set here for potential continuation. And then PRCH, just a delayed reaction flag going on. We had a very nice earnings gap, and now we're just consolidating, putting it in inside day. The 1060s, 1080 levels is what I want to, keep an eye out for another potential leg up. And that's what I got this morning. I will now pass it over to Emil.
All right, morning everyone. So for me, this morning is going to be city on radar. I like the way it's building out in the past few days, and pretty tight range. So I'm going to watch any breakout through pretty much. Just give me a second. So any push through 76.30-ish, breaking out this area, I'm going to be interested in a long. Ideally, it's going to build up a little bit under that, and then have that follow through in the next. The first 30 minutes or so. APPS, around name, I'm watching that. It's having a tight range. Now, keep in mind that these already had a nice city, and APPS already had a nice run. So if these breakouts are going to fail, I'm not really looking to fight with them. Trying to keep a tight leash, and if they are going to work, I'm just going to trail them. And if they are going to be weak after the open, if it's going to provide an entry, then just keeping it tight. CMG, This one is on my radar for a few days now, and I really like this range. So any breakout here, I'm going to be there for long and looking to trail this one. Pretty beat up chart in the past months, and thinking has a decent chance to have some follow through if it's going to break out here. And even if you don't, the risk reward, it's pretty neat. So definitely interested in longing this one. FSLR, I would really like to see an open and then wash maybe 160, ish area, breaking yesterday's lows and then forming some sort of a base, looking for a bounce here and long trade, but not really in a hurry to be the first one in, and just going to watch for that washout and then providing a decent risk reward. Now also looking at PTIX, yesterday been pretty nasty and been resilient all day long. Now giving up in pre-market. Still, if it's going to give some pops towards 1050-ish, more or less, at any given stage, I'm going to be interested in a short there. I'm going to risk pretty much 1250-ish area, but really looking for those pops. Despite the fact that had a big range yesterday, not really interested to chase this move on the way down with the short. So really looking for some pops through 10 and then looking to join. EYEN, another name I'm watching this morning, had a squeeze and some pops. Ideally, it's going to give some pops back towards, to area. That would be something I would really like to see in order to be interested in short. Other than that, I'm just going to leave it alone. And, maybe later in the morning, it's going to provide something. But other than that, nothing here. And the last one, it's BLMZ, which it's a cheap stock, but still the range is pretty good. So to me, at this point, any pops towards 25, 26 cents ish, ideally it's not going to reclaim pre-market highs. And even if it does, I am going to look for, some stuffy action there and then decide if I'm going to take a trade or not. But anyway, pops for short, and then if it's going to stay heavy, recycle and just work it out on the way down. So yeah, that's it for me today, guys. Good luck, and I'm going to passing it over to Stan, I believe.
Very nice. All right. Thank you very much, Emil. Good morning, everyone. This is Stan, and we have Tuesday, May 20th. And let me just go over a couple of charts and we can make sense of them, see what's what. First one that I have on watch here is SYTA. They so far it's been today looks like a nice day 3 there, gap up and go or whatever. We've had a pretty decent move there on Friday from the mid to low ones up until 320s. Then we had Monday yesterday, that nice little update, and then a decent little gap today so far. Looking at a little bit more on a higher time frame, you can kind of see the sevens level so far giving trouble. So for me, what I'd like to see something out of the gate is perhaps we clear out the 720, 750s. And then look for some sort of a fail to follow through momentum. Again, if we put it on a higher time frame, you can kind of see the plan a little bit more developed there. You see that positioning day on May 9th. Then it pulls back, it traps for several sessions, and here we have the move higher. So for me, what I'd like to see is some sort of an exhaustion versus sevens, and if that fails to follow through, if we cannot get over sevens and keep that farm, then I'll be interested in some sort of a risk exposure again versus 720, 750, something like that, and then look for a fail to follow through setup. I'm not necessarily going to force a setup. We are in a pretty active, pretty hot market right now. You're only as good as you cover. So again, just something to keep in mind with a ticker like this. The next one that I have on watch is Pony, PONY. Decent little chart there in the daily. For me, my plan with something like that, with a chart like Pony, is essentially I'd like to be there as it falls off people's radar. So we've had a nice little move there from the low fours. It congested a little bit around 10. Then we had the second leg. Now we're doing this distribution / consolidation again versus the 20s, 19s, 20s. So if this fails to follow through as it falls off people's radars, then if we break this 16, there's essentially pretty decent room left below, right? You can kind of see this channel on a higher time frame, this $3 channel, give or take, 1630s to 1960s, 20s, $3-4 channel. So once we come out of that channel, then I'm interested, right? So either over 20 or below 16. In here, it's very easy to get chopped up. So just keeping that higher picture in mind, and then looking to scale versus any fail to follow through momentum there. Again, 19.5s, 20s, just looking for that failure. And then once that 16 gives up, then there's plenty of room below. So that's Pony. The next ones that I haven't watched are the Quantum Basket. So you have RGTI, you have QUBT, QBTS. This one, QBTS, probably clearly the strongest out of the bunch. We also have IONQ as well, but QBTS clearly the strongest out of the bunch. I think there was some sort of a report this morning or something rather. So for me, I'm not interested in being first. You can kind of see the daily chart. This is at fresh localized highs pretty much since the recent move. So clearly QBTS has the reins today, and I will be using it as a guide as far as which one is the strongest. But I don't mind whether I trade QBTS or not. I'd much rather sprinkle across risks sprinkle the risk across some of the other names, such as RGTI, IONQ, or QUBT. Given that their daily charts, obviously, they're not as strong as QBTS, but would like to keep that on radar and use it as a guide. And the last one that I haven't watched, more so watching right now, the CRWV, nice core weave, nice little daily chart there, nice little ramp. So if this thing, just keeping tabs on it for right now, maybe we get into something like 100, 110, 120 or something like that, some sort of a parabolic, then we'll be interested in joining any fail to follow through momentum. And that pretty much completes my watch list for today, and I will pass this over to Dawson.
Hey guys, what's going on? Good morning. Let's burn through a watch list here and get prepared for market open. Start from a top-down approach. Look at the daily chart first, and then zoom in intraday. MLGO, you can see since its daily failed follow through, every pop along the way has just been getting hammered. They put out quantum PRs, they put out blockchain PRs, just kind of whatever's been hot and working. And this thing continues to get smoked. So it's up about 20% here this morning. Would be a higher the better watch, and look for some failed follow through post open. Another quiet idea here, NXTT, kind of a bear flag breakdown starting to set up where we pushed, pulled, set lower highs, prior support becomes resistance, and now we're knocking on the lower end of its recent channel. So as long as 260s doesn't firm up, we'll look for this 180, 190 kind of rollover, and sort of a quiet idea for it to give back this little volume pocket that's over here. MVST currently still have a position from yesterday, but I'm still interested. Dips into the 340s as long as it continues to hold. This was a bigger picture idea. Has proven it can put in some nice multi-day runs, and now is consolidating and tightening up near the daily highs, and is starting to break out. So we'll see how this week open acts. 340s continue to stay firm. We'll look for that red to green move and continued momentum. SIDA, keeping this one on watch. I kind of gauge extension here from the breakout level from $2 rather than $1. But still plenty of range back to the downside. The higher this gaps, the more likely I am to hit it near open. Still 30 minutes to the open. A lot of action can happen in 30 minutes, so we'll see where we're at. The last couple days has set its low a day within the first minute or two of open. So that will be a key trend shift. If opening range lows start to get taken out, then that's definitely a key watch. I don't think it's going to be super crowded short. Cobra, I think it might be restricted at Cobra. And then at CP, I was seeing that it was reg show this morning. So I don't think it's going to be a super crowded short, but I will be looking for pops to fail, opening range lows to confirm that thesis, and then look to trend join that one lower. And then Newton, I got this one, similar daily chart, up from 1 up to the mid 3s, and now we're gapping into prior day's resistance. This one does have some mailers going out, similar group to some Kidleys and Curvo, CRVOs, other ones that have ran in the past. But once they walk, they typically have some decent fades. So I'll look for this to fail under prior day's view app. Once it goes red, I think trend is in the favor for a short side. And then last one here is Ava. It's a big extended daily runner. Hadn't put in a daily bar, making a new low since like $7. And yesterday we had that under 17 that offered a really nice fade. You didn't have to be early, but 17, get a fade down to 15. So looking for a quiet fader on pops, higher the better, and look for this one to round trip and maybe get another couple buck fade in that one today. So that's what I got on watch today, and hope you guys trade them well and stay safe out there.
Thank you, Emil, Stan, Dawson. Great watches, and I hope you guys all have a fantastic